when you're self-employed, you got options. As long as you have created options for yourself, options don't just happen. You got to create the options, meaning invest in your people skills, your labor, your equipment, whatever. You got to give yourself more options than, well, I got a lawnmower and a blower and a weed eater. You got to, you got to be able to do hedges. You got to be able to do leaf cleanups. You got to be able to do gutters. You got to be able to do. Well, okay, y'all. So I was showing y'all that, the auction that they're having, was having it right now, but it closes on Friday morning. So I'm gonna try to get one of them, if not more than one. I don't really want to, you never know. The way I understand it is when you put my highest bid in there, then what the auction house does is every time somebody bids up, they'll outbid them all the way up to my limit, which I put $3,000 limit, and I could change that. I mean, I'd be willing to go up to $5,000. So now if I go above $5,000, I'm only going to be chasing one of them. So yeah. I'm going to ride by a couple of the properties because I got quite a bit of yards that I haven't done in a while because it's been so dry. And oh shit, and it was all on my side of the road coming in that turn. So I don't really know exactly what yards me and Cam gonna do, but I got to do something. Cam not being available is not going to stop me from doing what I got to do. So my thinking is I'm going to go far as out and then do at least 4 that are in Noonan. So then tomorrow, if Cam's available tomorrow, I don't know, we won't have to do all that. So yeah, I hate going out of my way like I'm fixing to go. I'm fixing to go about 4 miles out of the way. But there's a couple of them I want to check on the way. One of them was a $300 cut, and the other one was a $180 cut. So, yeah. I got to stop by the trailer place at some point and replace this tire over here. I got a tire that's shit. Hell, if it makes it today, I'll be happy. I'll be surprised. Damn, I hope I got. Tell me I don't have no gloves. I bet I left every pair of gloves. It's stupid shit. So, but yeah, I'm just living the dream, man. But if I can get me another one of them cutters, that'll be really nice. If not, then I'll put feelers out and I'll eventually get one. I'll just have to pay more money for it. Well, damn, raise $6 grand, $6,500. That's cheap for what you're making with it. It is, but if I can get it for $4, that's even better. I mean, it ain't like I'm going out and trying to buy something that I'm not going to make money with. It ain't like, going and buying a damn, I don't know, a jet ski or nothing. Because that cutter can make a lot of money, a whole lot of money. It doesn't take up a lot of space on the trailer either. So, yeah. But, I like not having no pressure to do anything. Right? Like if I don't do damn yard today, I'm okay. I don't have to. I don't have to stretch myself. Of course, that's the benefit of being self-employed. But the downside of that is if you can't pay your bills, then well, you ain't doing what you need to be doing. I'm doing what I need to be doing. So I took that $1,600 yesterday and made 2 skid steer payments. I don't owe another skid steer payment until February 8th. You gotta love that, right? See, we need to cut this one. I'm gonna call him. One more cut over there. That's what we need. One more cut, and then that'll be that on that one. That's $300 right there. So let me go and text him. What else I got, y'all? I ain't got a lot, man. You know, machine ran great yesterday. I got the mulcher unhooked and everything. It popped off pretty easy off of the skid, and I do, you know, I'm gonna say it again. You know, my Kubota 75.3 has the pressure relief on the skid for the auxiliary manifold. That whole manifold there, the high flow and the standard flow. When you want to relieve the pressure on the machine, you just push in the standard flow coupler, and it'll go in and it'll release the pressure throughout the machine. Now, and you know, you hit both of them. You hit one, then you hit the other one, then you hit both of them, just to, you know, and they'll push in, and that relieves the pressure. I know that relieves the pressure on this machine, but that does not relieve the pressure on the attachment. People keep saying, well, all you got to do is just press those pressure releases, and I do that, man. I mean, I know that I've had this skid for 2 years. I know, and I'm not a know-it-all, but I know that releasing the pressure, that my machine has the pressure release fittings on the auxiliary manifold. I know that. I've been knowing that since day one, and I've used that since day one. I wonder if there is, and I don't know. I guess you could buy. Wow, how come you can't buy the pressure relief fittings that are on the machine? How come you can't buy them for the attachment fitting? That would be a way to relieve the pressure. Didn't think about that. But that tool is supposed to come today, one of them, and then the other one is supposed to come on Monday. So, but getting the things off of my skid was easy, real easy. But I don't know why they don't make one of those, the fittings, you know, on the end of the attachment. How come they don't make that pressure relief where you can just press it in? I wonder why they don't do that. Could be something to think about, man. All right, I got to make a couple calls, y'all. This is the extent of a cleanup, y'all. This is about as bad as it'll get right here. So what I normally like to do is I like to go on and blow all the leaves right there on the ditch, get them over here into the yard. I used to just blow them into here, but the grass is a little fuzzy too. So, but I'm gonna get some of the leaves up, and then I'll bag some of the leaves, because if I try to cut it right here, I'm just gonna be going back and forth with a lawnmower and just blowing shit everywhere. So let's get some of the leaves down the hill here and get them to this ditch right here. So. Really pretty easy, really. For me it is. But see, I know exactly what to do. And what do I know more than anything? The expectations of the customer. So. So you guys see how green it is. One of the reasons why it's still good and green is because I cut it high. And this is grass that we installed. I did this whole lawn. I got a video somewhere about 4 or 5 years ago where we did, I think, 8 pallets or something like that over here. We stripped this whole yard, brought in dirt, everything. So it's really nice. The grass grows really, really good. But you see how green it is? Most of the Bermuda grass is not green right now. It done turned dormant. But like I said, one of the reasons why this is still green is because I cut it high. There's some other factors too, such as the type of Bermuda it is. Some yards just go dormant quicker than others. I don't really know all the science behind it, but now I'm fixing to go around back and blow the back porch off, do a little bit of weed eating back there. I saw I'm weeded around that rock, not really trying to go too deep. You see all the leaves in the trees, right? And that's what I always look at when that determines how deep I go on a cleanup. I'm not gonna go real deep. And she pays, I skipped last time and I'm getting double this time. So I'll spend a little more time on it. This is an 80, so I'll leave here with 160. So it's pretty good, really. Probably take me an hour, at the most, and I'll talk to her for a minute. I've been doing this in a long time, so yeah, y'all. All right, y'all. So yeah, I just did the 2 over here, $240, man. So I mean, if I do any more, then I won't have no work for Cam. So it cost me about 25 in fuel today, but tomorrow we got a lot to cut. So I did the 2 that are furthest out. So now tomorrow we'll be able to work. Well, I incorporated 3 more instead of us coming out here and doing these 2. So yeah, that works for me, man. Another day, another dollar, man. Now I could do a little bit more if I wanted to up around the house, and I might eat something and do that. But I gotta get the skid cleaned up and everything, and get everything ready for tomorrow when I got labor out here. One thing I need to buy for the skid is a damn windshield wiper. I don't know what size that windshield wiper is, but I'm gonna go by the house and grab it. I want to get a really good one. That's the cheap one on there. Like I got some really good windshield wipers on my trucks, and they freaking ain't no joke. That windshield wiper on the skid ain't about nothing, man. The motor and all is fine, but I'm talking about the actual wiper itself. It's just, I mean, and it catches hell. So, but if I do any more, then it won't make sense to have Cam out here tomorrow. So I'm good with it, man. I mean, I'm working Saturday too. Got $1,800 job on Saturday, solo. $1,600 yesterday, solo. Tell you what, though, if I could pick up one of them damn mulchers, that's gonna be nice, man. Just have to see. But right now, it's a wrap on the day, man. I love it, dude. I put another video up, not YouTube, another quick clip on Facebook and next door. We'll see what we got. See if we got any bites. I mean, I ain't paying for any of that, man. I hate paying for leads, man. I hate that. That's basically what you're doing when you advertise. You're paying for leads. You're not guaranteed nothing. But between, you know, my regular customers and people they know, and how long our growing season is, you know, that's been pretty friendly for me to be able to. It's one of the reasons why I'm able to not spend hardly anything on marketing. I bet you this: the whole time I've been in business, and this might be why I'm small potatoes. The whole time I've been in business, I guarantee I haven't spent $1,000 on marketing in 18 years combined. I guarantee I can't remember where I've ever spent more than, you know, $20 or $30 on Craigslist or whatever. But if you added all the years together that I've been out here, I haven't. Hell, I'm pretty confident saying I ain't spent $500 on marketing. Yeah, I haven't. I just don't. I just never have had to, man. And it ain't all me. It's where I live. It's how long the growing season is, and it is also making myself marketable. So, and being able to do a lot of different stuff. That's the biggest thing, you know, if you ask me. But, you know, what do I know? Shoot. In the 3 or 4 weeks I've had that mulcher, I've been doing really good, actually. And, you know, I'm cutting grass too, and doing, you know, I'm making money every day. Every day that I want to, put it that way. Sometimes I won't do anything. I'll just go do 1 or 2, and then the next day I'll have labor or whatever, and then what I'll do is I'll make sure that I've done the ones that require a lot of driving, and I've been done them. And then when I got labor out here, we're, you know, and that's well, and I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I'm not trying to get burnt out. When you're self-employed, you got options. As long as you have created options for yourself, options don't just happen. You got to create the options, meaning invest in your people skills, your labor, your equipment, whatever. You got to give yourself more options than, well, I got a lawnmower and a blower and a weed eater. You got to, you know, you got to be able to do hedges. You got to be able to do leaf cleanups. You got to be able to do gutters. You got to be able to do. Well, you don't got to be able to do any of that, but those are just some things that that are options out here. You're only going to cut grass so long, and I live in the well, I can't think of a longer growing season in the country. I'm talking about as far as the grass growing season. Maybe Florida, maybe I don't know, maybe Texas. I don't know. Our growing season here is long, man. But over the years, I've learned to how to make sure that I'm in the best scenario to win. I want to win. So I'll get home today and I'll deduct what I've done, you know, today, and then I'll throw the list together for tomorrow, and it'll be long and hard, just like they like them. Roro. Now, that's the right one right there. So let's go over here to the stump grinder. So basically what it does, and this is definitely looks like the right one to me. Well, you can see already that it's different because you got this thing protruding in. So on the other ones, it didn't have that. See, it just pops right on there. And then it's got a release right here, right? So I don't know if there's, let's see if it'll release any fluid. I don't know. Tighten it down. You gotta pop that off. I don't want to get hydraulic fluid all over me just in case it does. So then you just tighten that down. And I'll tell you when it gets some tension on it. Okay, it's got tension on it now, so. Oh my God, it's so easy. Oh wow, y'all. Just like that. Back it off, with the tension out, and if it's under pressure, then it'll come out of the thing here. Then you line that back up. See, fluid came out somewhere. I wasn't trying to get it all over me. But y'all see what I'm talking about, right? So let's go over here. Let's go up here to the skid. Now these fittings, these press in. So the first thing I do when I get ready to hook anything up or unhook anything is I press them in. And I press them a couple times, right? That's releasing the pressure in the machine from this point back. Okay? So it might just pop right on. Probably what it'll do, it'll probably pop right on there with no problem. The high flow are the bottom ones, and they're not pressure releasing. You can't press them in, but it's all going into the same block here. So when you relieve the pressure here, by pushing those in, you're relieving the pressure in the whole block there. So, yeah. Watch this pop right on without me even having to do anything. It feels like it will. I don't feel tension in it. Let's see. Oh no. See? It ain't gonna pop on real easy. So, let me make sure. I thought it would go on. It ain't budging. Okay? So, we're gonna test it out right now. And then normally I'd be like, damn man, I gotta get the wrenches and do that and go that route, right? Keep in mind, I'm not trying to get all nasty too, so if I was on a job or whatever, I wouldn't really care. So, we know that this is under pressure, right? We know it is. So, let's pop this on, all right? Nice and easy, okay? So, I'm gonna try to screw it down. I'll let you know when it gets tension. Got tension right there. Okay, so we understand why they got that red thing on there, and then there's no cap on it. Yeah, it's hard to press in. Watch it shoot out. See, see that pressure just released. Look at that. Look how easy that is now. Oh my God, y'all, look. And then you just take it off, right? Back it all the way out. All right. There's probably gonna be hydraulic fluid in. Maybe if I turn it upside down. I don't see no fluid coming out, so maybe it's holding more air than it's supposed to or something. I don't know. So then you gotta line the ball bearing back up, the little lock right there, see? And then you just pop it off. Okay, so when you screw this thing in, you don't need to go very far, just enough to break the seal, because the O-ring in the top of the fitting, if you push it down too far and there's no pressure on it, then the O-ring tends to want to block the thing from closing up. So, very valuable lesson I just learned right there. So now let's take this off. And y'all remember how hard it was to get on here? Let's see if we can pop it on without any ass in it. I think we can, because there ain't no pressure in it. Bam, y'all. I said bam.